What's up, everybody? I'm the Dragon, and you are in the Matrix. No matter what you're doing, if you're a Rolex lover on Sunday night, you know where to be. We own Sunday night. Welcome back to the Profit Rolex and Real Estate channel. I am your loyal host, Richard Profit. And before we get started on tonight's video, as many of you know, Sean Connery, Sir Sean Connery, just passed, and I want to just take a couple of seconds and take out a moment of silence for Sir Sean Connery. So we'll have a moment of silence in 3 seconds. All right. That's for you, Sean. Cheers, brother. Rest in peace, King. Now, Sean Connery, the first James Bond, arguably the best James Bond. I gotta say, I grew up in the 80s, so Roger Moore was my James Bond, but, you know, I follow history, and I know that, you know, Sean Connery was loved, and he was most people's favorite James Bond. And to top it all off, Sean Connery wore the landlord watch. He actually, you know, was the guy pretty much that, you know, started it off, made it famous, made the landlord watch. The landlord watch, baby. Made it, you know, famous. You know, 007 was the most famous guy in the world when I was coming up. You know, cool, suave, classy, you know, the ladies loved him, superb dresser, and he wore the landlord watch. I mean, hey, and it's been rumored to say that Sean Connery had an extensive Rolex collection, and the watch that he wore in the film was actually, you know, from his personal collection. So that was his actual landlord watch that he wore in the movie. So, yeah. Cheers again to you, Sean Connery. Rest in peace, King. All right, so let's get into tonight's video. So, a couple of weeks back, I made a video on how to authenticate your Rolex for cheap, right? Now, a lot of guys commented on that video. So as you know, I go through every single one of the comments and I try to respond to everyone. So one of the comments under that video bothered me, and I wanted to cover it tonight. So okay, here it is. So the title of tonight's video is, how much should you pay for your insurance evaluation at your AD? So, when I made this video about how to authenticate your Rolex for cheap, what I was discussing was going to the Rolex headquarters with a watch that I didn't get from an AD. This was my Rolex stainless steel Datejust. I got that watch at Costco. So, when you buy a watch at Costco, they don't give you the card, right? Because they're not an AD, they're not a service, you know, they're not a recognized Rolex AD, so they don't give you the card. So I just wanted paperwork saying that my watch was authentic. You know, even though I had the Costco receipt, which the Costco, as you know, the Costco guarantee is unbeatable, it's unbreakable, it's the best in the business. But I just wanted more paperwork on the watch, right? So I wanted like service paperwork. So I knew that you can go there to get your watch evaluated. So, you know, that's what I showed in that last video. If you didn't watch it, I'll include it at the end here. So I went and I paid $163.31 to authenticate the watch, right? So they did that. They opened it up. You have a Rolex watchmaker. Open it up, authenticate the watch. Make sure it's not a Frankenstein watch, right? I'm in New York. There's a lot of horror stories in New York, the Diamond District, what have you. Forget about it. That's a whole nother video. But So I just wanted Rolex to take a look at the watch, right? They gave me a clean bill of health, and I was happy. Now, when they gave it to me, they didn't call it a insurance evaluation. They just said service estimate, right? Okay, that's the paperwork they gave me at the headquarters. But then they mailed me that same thing. They break it down, blah, blah, blah. And here they called it an insurance evaluation. All right, so you can give this paperwork to your home insurance, and they can, you know, cover the watch under your home insurance, or guys that, you know, get separate policies for their watches or whatever. So all you need is this paper, and you send it off to your insurance agent, and they'll cover your watch for, you know, the retail value, the replacement value, right? Okay, great. Today I'm drinking a little hard lemonade. The Dragon's Hard Lemonade. If you want to know what that is, that's Costco organic lemonade. And a little bit of the geese. I got this beauty for a little bit later. All right. So, I come across this comment on that video. I'm going to leave out this gentleman's name. All right, so he goes, I always get an insurance appraisal from the Rolex AD, okay? Let me read that again. I always get an insurance appraisal from the Rolex AD for $100. Great extra peace of mind, and you need it anyways for the insurance policy. All right, we just spoke about that. But let me read this man's comment once again. I always get an insurance appraisal from the Rolex AD for $100. Great extra peace of mind, and you need it anyways for the insurance policy. Now, that bothered me. I want to cover tonight exactly how much your AD should charge you for an insurance appraisal when you buy your watch from them. All right. So, what this man is talking about is insurance appraisal from his AD. I have my insurance appraisal from my AD. It's actually this landlord watch, as a matter of fact, two-tone bluesy. Probably the most famous Rolex watch on the planet. The most recognizable, two-tone bluesy landlord watch, right? Okay, so this is my actual Rolex AD appraisal for this actual watch. Now, let me just cross out my particulars here, because I want to show it to you. Everybody's always telling me to cover up my serial numbers, cover up my serial numbers. Okay, I used to never do that before, but you know, there must be a reason they're telling me to do that, so I'm just gonna listen. Okay, so this particular AD is Tourneau. First, let me read you what it says. Tourneau, the date you bought it. Wow, I bought this actual watch in November of 2019, exactly a year ago. It was the 22nd, so 21 days shy of a year ago. Tourneau appraisal. Notice this appraisal tells the approximate price at which you could replace this timepiece with comparable merchandise at a retail jewelry store, which normally sells timepieces of like quality. You should not expect to be able to sell this timepiece for this amount. The opinion of appraisers concerning value vary with regards to discontinued timepieces by up to 25%. Oh, look at that. So we know the landlord watch in 40 has been discontinued this year. So this is now worth 25% more than what I paid for it. And you heard that in the actual appraisal. So where were we? All right. So we estimate the value listed for insurance or other purpose at the present current market value. In making this appraisal, we do not guarantee to purchase or replace this timepiece. All right, then it goes on to say Rolex Submariner, stainless steel, 18 karat, yellow gold, blue dial. The date, November 22nd, 2019, store of purchase, appraisal value, $13,400. Wow, that's crazy. $13,400 in 2019. That's crazy because the two-tone landlord watch in black that I just bought, I paid exactly $1,000 more for the same exact watch 1 year later. A little less, actually, than 1 year later. Wow. And now they're both discontinued, so they're worth 25% more. All right, so item number, reference, model number. So the reference is, it's an M serial number, and it's 116613LB. Serial number, I crossed that out. Movement, automatic movement, dial blue, case, stainless steel, 18 karat gold, bracelet, 18 karat, stainless steel, 18 karat gold. So the foregoing appraisal is made and accepted upon the express understanding that no liability or responsibility is incurred by the appraiser in giving same. And then it gives the location where you bought it. Now, here's the thing. Now, when you buy your watch from your AD, you can request this at the time of purchase, and they will print it up for you right there and give it to you. Or if you leave and you remember you need it, you call them up and they'll email it to you, which was my case. They had, I forgot to ask for it, and they had emailed it to me. So here, so what we're going to cover tonight is how much should you pay for this appraisal from your AD. Now, again, when I took my Rolex Datejust that I got, not from an AD, I took it to the Rolex headquarters for the appraisal, or for the, for them to authenticate it. That's because I didn't get it from an AD. So I wanted to get an appraisal, insurance evaluation, whatever. So I paid $163 for it. Now this gentleman is paying $100 from his AD. Now, what is the actual cost from an appraisal from your AD? Now, this is your AD. You purchased the watch at this AD. Now you're requesting an appraisal. How much exactly, how much should you pay for this appraisal from your AD at the time of purchase? And that price is $0, my friend, $0. As a matter of fact, for those that know, an appraisal is included in the price of your watch. Yes, 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 it is. An appraisal is included in the price of your watch. Your AD has to give you a written appraisal on the replacement value of your watch for insurance purposes if you request it. Now, they're not going to tell you, oh, listen, by the way, no, they're not going to tell you that, but if you request it, you must be given a written insurance evaluation for the watch that you are purchasing from that AD. Whether they give it to you on the spot, they email it to you later, or they print it up and you come pick it up, it doesn't matter. If you request it, that appraisal has to be given to you for free. Now, you're not going to pay $100 for this appraisal. If you are here tonight, if you are in the Matrix with the Dragon, you are part of this family, and this family is not going to get ripped off by anybody. You know, this community here, this watch community, it's like an each one teach one community. If I learn something, it's my duty, it's my job to pass it forward, to pay it forward, to tell you, listen, I did this and I did that, and this is how I did, and this is how I did it. And and equally, if you guys learn something that I don't know or that anybody else knows, you want to share it here on the channel, I can put it out there and maybe we'll help someone else. So this man in particular, listen to what I'm telling you. If you are buying watches at an AD, you don't pay nothing for this appraisal. This appraisal is 100% in the cost of your watch, they have to give you this appraisal upon request. And if they don't give it to you, you tell them, listen, the dragon says that I'm entitled to this appraisal for free and I'm not paying for it. And give me another cup of scotch while I wait for you to write up my appraisal. And if they say no, you show them this video and I'll tell them, listen, it is guaranteed in the price of their watch to buy a Rolex at an AD that they must get a written insurance evaluation with the purchase of their watch upon request. A new watch. A new watch. I'm not sure if you're purchasing used watch from your AD, how that works. But a new watch, an appraisal is included in the price of that watch. And that was told to me by my AD one day after polishing off a bottle of scotch. So I know this to be fact. And all of my watches that were purchased from an AD, I mean, other than that one I bought from Costco, I have one of these for. And you know, that is for, you know, you add it on your insurance, you get it on your homeowner's insurance or whatever. If anything happens, or some guys, they have like a separate insurance with separate addendums for the watches or whatever. If anything happens, your insurance will write you a check for, you know, whatever the replacement value is, the retail value of the watch. In this case, I paid $13,400 for this particular landlord watch, which we all know. Exactly a year later, I paid $1,000 more. And according to this appraisal, since it's discontinued, it's actually worth 25% more, which is a great thing. Cheers to you, Rolex. I love you, baby. So yeah, if you are buying your watches at an AD, a brand new watch at an AD, and I you know, of course, you know, I want you all to buy brand new watches at your AD. But if you're buying your watches brand new from your AD, I want you all to request this appraisal from your AD, and don't dare let them try to charge you. Don't dare this is included in the price of your watch, but you have to know what you're talking about. You have to request it, and you have to say, I would like the appraisal for my watch that comes with my watch. Oh, what are you talking about? Yeah, I want the insurance appraisal for the retail value of my watch. Oh, what? Look, just give me the price. And most of the times, you know, guys I spoke with, whatever, if they're in the know, they'll ask for the appraisal, and the AD, once they ask for it, they know already that the guy knows what he's talking about, and they won't have a problem, and they'll just give you what I'm talking about. And it's free. It's not free. It's included in the price of your watch, but you're not paying $100 for it. You're not paying $200 for it. You're paying $0 for it. And, you know, you're getting that straight from the dragon's mouth. I'm your host, Richard Prophet. You are in the Matrix. If you feel like you're on Sunday night and you're watching TV or something, you feel something pulling you toward your computer, and you got that Rolex watch on your hand, that's the Matrix calling you, because we own Sunday nights. If you got a Rolex on your wrist, or you know that one day you're going to buy one, and you're a self-made man, you know that this is where you belong, in the Matrix with the dragon. I'm your host, Richard Prophet. This is the Prophet Rolex and Real Estate channel. Once again, rest in peace to Sean Connery. Rest in peace, King. You are very important in the watch community, and you know, you'll be missed. And I just want to thank you all. Thank you for the comments. Please, you are part of this community. You will not get ripped off. You don't pay nothing for your insurance evaluation. Tell them the dragon said so. Thank you for joining us. Remember, every Sunday night you are in the Matrix with the dragon. I'm your host, Richard Prophet, and I'll see you next week.